Welcome back to our last three guests of Conference Live until 1 o'clock, at which point we'll be taking over with some more different hosts and different guests. I'm delighted to be here with Bert Van Hoof from the Global Product Management at Microsoft. Thank you for being here. Mike Campolietti from PCL, I said it right.
Got it.
And of course, Greg Bernhout, from a solution advisor from Honeywell. Thank you for being with me, gentlemen.
Thank
you. Bert, you were telling me that yesterday Microsoft announced a new innovation. Can you talk about it?
Yeah, so yesterday announced some new capabilities for Azure IoT, which is both our cloud platform and the Internet of Things solutions. Cloud, AI, IoT are all the big buzzwords of the day, but ultimately it's not about the tech, it's about the business solutions and outcomes that we can derive from that new technology. As we work with partners, we see often how can we elevate those solutions, how can we democratize those, make them scale and more repeatable,
right,
and get them out of the proof of concept stage. And so we've been working on these new capabilities where we have the ability to, in a more richer way, model the people, places, devices interactions, and really push the capabilities of the platform a level higher. And we're very proud to announce, even though those capabilities are in limited preview right now, we have 8 partners here on the booth with us that have been using those capabilities to build amazing new solutions and do it in record time as well. So it's really proving that we can democratize these type of solutions.
Now this must point toward the robustness of the Azure IoT platform.
Yes.
Before we get into how you're applying it in new ways, what's so special about how Microsoft has built this?
Yeah, so you mentioned robustness. Obviously, a part of our cloud platform is the global scale aspect. We're now deployed in 50 regions around the world. We pay special attention to compliance, security, all the privacy aspects. So those are certainly the benefits of the platform. We've been talking a lot about intelligent edge, intelligent cloud, and how those things interconnect. Azure IoT Edge is a specific solution to get closer to the edge of processing and managing those type of applications. A range of reasons to do more processing on the edge. And then we also announced Azure Sphere recently, where we bring in the security aspect all the way at the level of the microcontroller to the OS that runs on it and the intersection with the cloud.
Certainly.
All important components of these type of solutions.
One which Microsoft has a very deep, deep background in and significant resources.
Absolutely.
Now we think of IoT, we think about end users in a building that has been built. But what Mike does at PCL, you're one of Canada's largest construction organizations, and I know you are at Honeywell, working on the sensors, but you're literally using IoT before the building even gets built.
Absolutely.
Can you talk about that?
So using the Azure IoT capabilities, we are bringing intelligence to construction. And we're doing that by developing our Job Sites Insights platform. So our team of developers built the platform that essentially takes IoT devices and distributes them across the job sites, essentially, to monitor, at this point, temperature and heat and humidity controls, so that we can then get the real-time data back to our project teams that can then make decisions on the fly whether or not it is something that could lead to a potential cost overrun or a warranty issue, which could then impact the budget and the schedule. So that's really how we're deploying it at this moment.
Fascinating.
On construction sites. Yeah.
And Greg, tell us how Honeywell gets involved in this entire process.
Well, obviously we have an infrastructure in many buildings.
Right.
But the real focus, and really excited to be part of the work with Microsoft and Azure, is on the occupant experience. So we've released a Vector Occupant app, which has such features as access control built into it, as well as wayfinding, indoor wayfinding, certain comfort features. So what we're trying to do is to improve the occupant experience. So things like conference room scheduling, control of temperature, humidity, lighting systems, the indoor wayfinding, as I indicated, those are all part of and integrated into the Vector application.
Mike and Greg, how is it partnering with a company like Microsoft? You know, what kind of support does a technology company give you? How difficult is it to begin to employ IoT and incorporate the Azure system and platform? What has it been like for you?
Well, I'd like to say that the partnership with Microsoft has been very, very good so far.
Yeah.
It's been a great relationship. Our development team was able to take the capabilities that the Azure IoT is allowing us to have and really figure out how to implement that into our processes and to basically innovate the construction experience. So it's been a great relationship so far.
And that's a specific part of the journey, right? And at the most simplest form, you have things generating data. We derive insights from that, and then ultimately it's about the actions we can take. And that's a very simplistic view on the situation. The reality is, it's a lot harder to build that in the real world. And so some of these new capabilities really allow like a construction company like PCL to take action, to get into this and book results very quickly. So we really believe these capabilities are essential in democratizing these type of solutions.
And Greg, how about for you? How does Honeywell integrate Azure IoT with what you do? Obviously a company with a deep history of sensor building and many other things that even some overlap with what Microsoft can do, but how do you merge and what has the experience been like?
So part of the benefit has been that they have come with technology services, an IoT stack that has enabled the development to happen much quicker and allowed us to develop and bring these offerings to market much faster than we might otherwise have been able to do if we had to develop all of that on our own. So the benefit here for us is the ability to drive these innovations to the marketplace much faster than we might otherwise be able to do.
Mm-hmm. And so what are some of the things that you have been able to bring to market?
So we actually have a variety of different services that we brought to market utilizing Azure. I'd mentioned the Occupant app, where we're driving occupant experience. We also have something called outcome-based services, which is all about using the data coming from the building, applying data analytics to drive better outcomes, using data analytics to identify issues with equipment, be it a fault or a performance issue, to help then dispatch people to address those issues or to correct them remotely or to self-correct. So it's those kinds of capabilities that are enabled by a cloud-based infrastructure such as Azure.
Yeah, one add-on to that is how do we get to the next level of smart? The term smart building has been around for quite some time. And traditionally, it was more because we had connectivity in the building, we could start to tackle energy, building operations. We're now into building occupancy and utilization and really tracking that at a whole new level and connecting that to the productivity. We as a company bring in extra capabilities there through the Office 365 fabric and how we bring in now information from the physical space into that fabric as well, which obviously synergizes perfectly with what some of these guys are doing as well.
Fantastic. Well, I want to thank you on behalf of the industry for pushing the envelope as far as IoT can go, leveraging all of the power of companies like Honeywell and Microsoft and construction companies like PCL to take us to the next level of smart building. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Michael, Greg, thank you so much.
Great to be here.
Cheers. Cheers. Thanks for being here on Conference Live.